All right, the meeting will come to order. Ms. Gore, will you do a roll call?
Ms. Conley?
Present.
Dr. Rioch?
Present.
Mr. Benjamin?
Present.
Mr. Dunn?
Present.
Ms. Williams?
Present.
Thank you. Will you all please stand as we say the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. Dr. Rioch, will you lead us, please?
Yes. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Ms. Gore, do we have any citizens' comments? Thank you. Thanks for coming for this special call meeting, Board. I appreciate your being here. Under the circumstances, it's not the place we'd necessarily want to be. It's where we find ourselves tonight. And so we have to, in the midst of all that's going on, we have to continue on with the business of the Board and business of ACS. And so that's probably, that is why we're here tonight, to discuss and appoint a new temporary superintendent. And so I will just jump right into that. I will present a motion, or I will present the resolution, and then we will call for a motion. We'll have discussion around it, okay? The resolution is of the ACS Board of Education approving appointment of a temporary superintendent, whereas Superintendent Jeff Mayo is currently unable to perform the job duties set forth in his employment contract due to illness, whereas Arlington Community School Board of Education is in need of a person to serve temporarily in the position of superintendent, while Superintendent Mayo is unable to perform the job duties set forth in his employment contract. And whereas TCA 49-2-203 provides that if any vacancy occurs in the office of the superintendent within 30 days after general school board election, the vacancy shall be filled on a temporary basis not extended beyond 60 days following the general school board election. It is incumbent upon us to appoint someone in this position. And so I'll just ask for a motion to approve this resolution. We'll start there.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? And I would like for us in this place, essentially this is where it will be appropriate for us to discuss really any questions that we might have, anything that we need clarity on. I've spent a lot of time with our staff. I've spent a lot of time at central office. Spent a lot of time speaking with Mr. Mayo. I saw him this afternoon. And so I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have, happy to answer any questions about what this looks like going forward. So I'll open that for any discussion.
I think really my comments are not questions, but more of sort of calling attention to the amount of work that you put in this over the last few days and really the last few weeks. And it's truly above and beyond the office of the chairman, and you've done a fantastic job, and I want to say thank you on behalf of the rest of us.
Sure, appreciate it. Well, there's
Yep.
a lot to do, but there was a lot of people out here that did a lot of work too, as well,
Yep.
for sure.
And thanks to them as well.
Yes. Any other questions or anything about what we're about to do or anything at all? All right, then let me think about this. This is our motion. So we need to approve this motion. We need to approve this, and
Yep,
then we
and
need
then
to
we can
discuss
go
who
for
might fill
who
that
would
in.
fill.
Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. We tell us that
Yes,
as well.
yes, sir. I think that's appropriate, and
Okay.
you, of course, have some criterion already in your
Yes.
policy that you would work in consideration with that.
Okay, then let's approve this resolution to appoint a temporary superintendent. Let's do that. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There is none. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Along this, there are some qualifications that need to be met for our superintendent that our bylaws and all lay out for that. And so, let me see, do I have those as well with me? Yeah, would you bring those up? Yeah. Would you just guide me? Would you come and hold my hand?
Everybody's hand, collective hand. All right, so your policy 5.800, which was last amended in 2021 by this body, it talks about the qualifications being that the person must have a professional educator's license, at least a master's degree in education, at least 3 years of successful experience in school administration, and such other qualifications as the board deems necessary upon employment.
Okay, thank you. I know some of you have seen those, we all looked through those, hopefully over this last few days, that those are the qualifications that need to be met. And so I guess I will ask for, if anyone has a suggestion, a recommendation for someone to step into this role, into this temporary superintendent role.
You want me
Sure.
to? Okay. I think I'll just throw it out there. Dr. Allison Clark would be my nomination.
Okay, Dr. Clark? I think, I'm almost positive Dr. Clark meets all those qualifications.
She does.
Yeah. All right, anyone else that we would like to bring to the floor? All right, hearing none, we will, so will you put that in the form of a motion, I guess?
Sure.
Dr. Biatz?
Make a motion to select Dr. Allison Clark as an appointment as an interim superintendent, temporary superintendent, whatever the verbiage is.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second to have Dr. Allison Clark move into this temporary superintendent in the place of this resolution that we just approved. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There is no opposition. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. Dr. Allison Clark will move into this temporary superintendent position based off of this ACS Resolution 2024-16, pending my discussion with her around her, if she was willing to step into this role, for sure. All right, move on. Yep. Oh, sorry. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
So, of course, in accordance with that, then you would have to approve a contract, a very abbreviated contract, since it's for such a short period of time. So you might want to, as the board, consider giving the chairman authority to negotiate contract terms. So at this point, you would make a motion to give the chairman authority to negotiate terms for this contract, and then.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Motion to allow the chair to negotiate the contract if Dr. Clark is amenable to the position.
All right, you've heard a motion and a second. Ms. Gore, will you add that as item 4A? You've had a motion and a second for the chair to negotiate the contract with Dr. Allison Clark to move into this temporary superintendent's position.
Yep.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion passes.
So one more thing.
Okay?
Okay, so as a matter of contract, for Mr. Mayo's protection and the protection of the board, there is a provision in his current employment contract that discusses his obligation to perform day-to-day job duties. And while you would not, and I'm not suggesting at all that you vote to suspend his contract, you may want to consider suspending those job duties during this interim period of time that he's on leave, so as to relieve him of that responsibility, both for yours and his protection. So
Okay,
the
that makes
motion would be
sense.
to suspend the day-to-day job duty requirements set forth in Superintendent Mayo's employment contract until such time as the ACS board determines otherwise.
So just for my own edification, the appointment of an interim or temporary superintendent doesn't cover that? I'm just asking.
Not really, because
Okay.
you don't want to leave the impression that you've got it'd be like having two bosses.
Right.
Two people responsible for the same job duties, which I think there's an old saying that talks about having serving two masters. That may be biblical, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But anyway, so it's to avoid that, that
And how
consequence.
should that be, how should we word that? I'm just
Just
curious.
a motion to suspend the day-to-day job duty requirements set forth in Superintendent Jeff Mayo's employment contract until such time as the ACS Board determines otherwise.
Okay, that was my question, is how that.
Yes, sir.
How that
Only if-
ended.
Only if it refers to his daily duties in his contract, doesn't suspend anything else within his contract. Is that
No,
correct?
the board is obligated to all the other requirements in his contract other than
I think that's
just
wise.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way it doesn't
I'm glad
void the
you cleared
contract.
that up.
Yeah, that way it doesn't void his contract because he can't perform those
No,
duties.
it absolutely
Yeah, and so we don't
relates only
want
to
to touch
this.
any other parts of his contract for sure.
Okay.
Okay. So you've heard an explanation from General Counsel. Do I have a motion to, will you say that out loud again?
Yes, sir.
I'm
sorry.
going to pretend I'm saying it.
Suspend the day-to-day job duty requirements set forth in Superintendent Jeff Mayo's employment contract until such time as the ACS Board determines otherwise.
Okay, that's what we're putting up for a motion, to have a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Motion to approve and a second. Any discussion around that? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion passes. Appreciate that. Thank you for that clarification. We will move to what is now, so that was 4A and 4B, Ms. Gore. That segment would be 4B. I will move to 5, a resolution of the Arlington Community School Board of Education amending the 2024-2025 school budget. And what this will do is allow me as the chair to work through salary differentials with Dr. Clark and have the money available already within in the budget, moving from category to category. We've already have the money approved in the budget, so we're not having to go back and ask for additional funds. We'll be moving it from, I think it's out of judgments and into this category for now. And so that is, you've heard the resolution. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion to approve, do I have a second? Second, any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There's no opposition, the ayes have it, and the motion passes. And that wraps us up for tonight. We are adjourned. Thank you for taking the time to come and do this. Continue your prayers for Mr. Mayo.
Amen.
And prayers for our district as we walk through this. This is difficult for our staff, difficult for our entire leadership team. And I'll say this as something that we all have to remember as we're walking through this. We love Jeff Mayo. We are for Jeff Mayo. We are for his recovery. Pray fervently for his recovery. And at the same time, we have a school district that has 4,800 kids, over 500 employees, that the work must go on.
Yep.
And we are tasked with seeing that happens. And both of those things can happen at the same time. And so I would just encourage us as a board, and for those of you who are part of this, to continue on in that as well. Thank you. You're
Thanks.
adjourned. Thanks for coming.